Chương trình này được bảo trợ bởi
Family Joy, tổ ấm y tế của mọi gia đình, 714 898 0765.
Hi, welcome back to the OC Health and Education Show on Little Saigon TV. I'm your host, Julie Yip. Today, we're going to continue our conversation with Dr. Temple GRANDIN. Prior to the commercial break, we talk about the importance of employment, getting our kids ready to be able to work. And, we emphasize the importance of having them do more chores, having to get them gain some work experience outside the house. But Dr. GRANDIN also has another point to remind us that is about giving them some experience as soon as they're able to work, like in high school level. So Dr. GRANDIN, can you elaborate on that part?
Well, the individuals that have the best outcomes are ones that learn how to work before they graduate from high school.
Oh.
That's going to start off with maybe volunteer jobs when they're young kids. Then as soon as they're legal age, they need to get jobs, regular jobs, like maybe working at a grocery store. So they learn how to work. Summer jobs. A slow transition from the world of school to the world of work works best. Starting out with volunteer jobs where maybe the child, when he's 11 years old, helps the neighbor with their yard work.
Yeah, well, I think that's important, Dr. GRANDIN, because, as an educator myself in the IEP or the school district system, there's something called the transitional plan. And a lot of times our parents and even our professionals, they're not thinking about it that early, but they need to. And I think that's important for you to remind our parents to self-advocate during an IEP meeting at 12, 13 years old in middle school, for them to start thinking about their vocational training. Thưa quý vị khán giả, hôm nay Dr. GRANDIN nhấn mạnh thêm nữa đó là nếu em bị tự kỷ, nếu quý vị có con bị tự kỷ, mình phải làm 3 việc để giúp cho trong cái tương lai cho em được có làm công việc làm với được sáng lập một mình. Trước nhất là mình phải cho nó sai nó nhiều trong ở nhà, làm chore giúp bố mẹ, dọn dẹp. Thêm nữa sau đó thì mình phải nên cũng push cho cái kinh nghiệm để cho làm công việc làm. Volunteer là để cho mình giúp cho outside cái nhà, chứ mình làm việc trong nhà không á thì nó không có biết hợp tác với làm việc với người khác. Dr. Temple GRANDIN nhấn mạnh với Julie cũng muốn nhắc nhở quý vị, chừng nào con quý vị có cái IEP, đó là giấy tờ của học khu để cho cái giáo dục đặc biệt, mình phải nên nhắc nhở cái professional, cái team của mình, cái nhóm của mình đó, là trong middle school phải add vô cái transition plan. Dr. GRANDIN, I think, the transition plan is something that's so important. And you emphasize again and again about making that transition smoother and earlier. Meaning, since, as soon as they're capable of doing some kind of work, even before they're legally able to work or hold a job, that we as parents and we as professionals need to see their abilities. Because, a lot of times when, as a speech pathologist, I'm known for working with very severe nonverbal children. And oftentimes, these children are in their room, in their homes, and just waiting for the tables to be set, for food to be brought to them. You're reminding us as parents that, our kids are more capable than they are verbally able to express. So my question to you next is, how do we as parents encourage our nonverbal or the more severe children, in a sense, work when their motivation is to kind of go in their autism world?
But one of the big problems I'm seeing with a lot of kids is just sitting all day on electronics and video games.
Yes.
And we've got to replace that with something else. And some of these kids that are big video game players can be really, really good at fixing cars, motorcycles, and other vehicles.
Oh.
But they have to be exposed to something in order to find out what they're good at. Even somebody who's completely nonverbal can learn how to, put groceries on the shelf at the store. And that's something that's useful work. And they know the difference between real work, putting food on the shelves at the grocery store, and something that's just stupid, busy work they do on a table. They need to be doing real work that they know is useful work.
I know that one of the things you always remind us is to take the kids out of their autism world sometimes. And what you're reminding us as parents and professionals is to create more opportunities to let them do the real work. Thưa quý vị, nếu quý vị có con bị tự kỷ, Julie cũng nói đó là chừng nào nhiều em không có nói chuyện được thì mình có thể mình nghĩ con mình không có khả năng mà quan trọng nhất Dr. Temple Grandin nhắc nhở quý vị đó hôm nay đó là mình phải luôn luôn khuyến khích cho em làm nhiều việc outside cái nhà, chứ không phải là ngồi chơi video game cả ngày. Nếu con của mình thích chơi video game, có thể nó có khả năng để cho có làm công việc làm khác nữa, thì Dr. Grandin nhấn mạnh là mình phải nên cho con mình có nhiều kinh nghiệm hơn, với phải cho nó ra ngoài cho tập nhiều hơn. Dr. Grandin, I appreciate you so much for giving us the insight in autism, for giving us so many great parental advice to encourage our kids, even if they're seemingly nonverbal, that they're able to still have abilities that are employable and that are meaningful. Can you talk to parents as far as what if a parent doesn't feel that their child have the skills to be able to work? What do you say to those parents?
Well, one of the big problems I'm seeing is with the fully verbal end of the spectrum is a lot of these kids, teenagers, are not learning things like shopping, money, doing laundry, just very basic things. There's a tendency for parents lots of times to overprotect.
Okay. So that overprotection takes away from their opportunities to have more practice and more experiences.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Okay. Because, you know, I know during the pandemic, you were able to come on my show and we called it Living with Autism. And my question to you during the pandemic was, you know, what should we do to help our parents? Because now, you know, everything has closed down. Now that the country has opened up and all the schools has opened up, you know, I know some families still have some, you know, routine issues or mental health needs. I know one of the things you emphasized most during the pandemic when we were talking was to keep a steady routine. Yes. Can you tell us the importance one more time about why it is so important to keep a routine even if you're at home working?
Well, I think it's important to get up every morning, take a shower, and get dressed. And I also talked a lot about the space station, and they learned that having a routine, time to get up, time to do their work, time for everybody on the station to eat together, a time to exercise, and then just some time off where they could watch movies or do whatever they wanted to do. And they found that routine really improved the attitude and the morale on that space station.
So it's even scientifically proven for NASA astronauts. So
well, all the astronauts, they found that having a routine really helped. They also learned they have a routine. They all had to eat together in the same room, but they also had some time off just for, you know, leisure to watch a movie or email people on the ground or whatever.
Thank you, Dr. Grandin. So I really want to emphasize one more time that, you know, routine helps with mental health. And as you mentioned, attitudes and morals even within the NASA station. Nếu quý vị có con bị tự kỷ, nhiều lúc có thể mấy em không có muốn ra ngoài phòng, không có muốn tắm rửa. Dr. Grandin nói cái quan trọng nhất á, mình phải giữ cái routine là mình phải sắp xếp giờ nào ăn, giờ nào tắm, giờ nào làm việc với lúc nào mình phải ăn chung, lúc nào mình làm việc riêng. Tại cái đây là sự giữ sức khỏe tâm thần cho em với cũng cho gia đình của mình. Dr. Grandin, I know you mentioned a lot about routine. One of the things I asked you was about physical exercise. A lot of children with autism or special needs, we see that they have a lot of weight, unnecessary weight gain. What are some of your routines to keep yourself physically healthy as well as mentally healthy?
I do 100 sit-ups every night.
Wow.
And I don't like exercising, but I find that I feel a lot better. A short burst of vigorous exercise.
Okay.
Find really made a difference on things like sleeping and being calmer. Every night, 100 sit-ups. I don't like them, but I got to do them.
Well, I really think that's very insightful because, you know, sometimes we know things are not as entertaining or as enjoyable, but you see the benefits. And when doing 100 sit-ups, for example, can help you sleep better, can help you feel more energized and help you focus better, I think those are such a great bonus in having to invest in yourself and your health. Thưa quý vị, Dr. Grandin, tại Julie đặt một câu hỏi là lúc nào mình phải tập thể dục. tập thể thao thì Dr. Grandin nói là mỗi ngày Dr. Grandin phải làm 100 cái sit-up. Có thể Dr. Grandin không có thích mà Dr. Grandin biết là cái hành động đây, cái exercise đây sẽ làm cho cái tinh thần của mình nó khỏe hơn, với mình có nhiều sức khỏe, với mình cũng ngủ khỏe hơn nữa. Sau phần quảng cáo, chúng tôi sẽ tiếp tục nói chuyện với Dr. Temple Grandin. Cảm ơn quý vị khán giả của Little Saigon TV.